Makenshi critiques and Makenshi declares the favorite anime. Welcome to an answers video for all the questions that I asked you guys to submit on my Q&A AMA video, right? And those questions are in the comment section of the video and the link in the description box below. So you know I'm referring to actual questions, right? I'm not making these questions up. And what I'll be trying to do is either I'll be adding timestamps in the comments, right? So you can see what questions were asked. And so just skip to those questions, right? And see my answers in case there's some questions that you already know the answer to and you don't really want to see. And it'll just be easier for you to watch that video, right? So I'll be putting timestamps up either a little bit after it goes up or right as it goes up. But I need to just compile those timestamps. But without further ado, let's get into these questions. I actually got a lot more questions than I anticipated. And it's across the spectrum, old subscribers, new subscribers, medium-term subscribers. But I'm going to go in chronological order of the order in which they were asked, right? So the first question comes from Baker. Baker is a brother from another mother, a long-time supporter, a subscriber, and he gives a lot of emotional support to people, man. Great guy. So Baker asks, Dat Moin's question, what other hobbies outside of entertainment, movies, video games, anime, etc., do you enjoy pursuing? Example, sports, collecting, etc. You know, as hectic as life gets when you get older, right, with work and all that kind of thing, and stresses and other issues, I don't really find time to do anything anything else recreationally. I used to play a lot of tennis. Every summer we'd play tennis, even winter we'd play tennis, man. Like, get some old school friends involved, new friends I've made. We just get together and play tennis. Maybe odd bit of cricket here and there, but it's mainly tennis we used to play. I used to be a Yu-Gi-Oh card collector, right? Collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards and all that kind of thing. But that was in my youth, right? But I was still playing it in uni. Like, during uni time, I would play Yu-Gi-Oh, collect Yu-Gi-Oh cards and all that shit. Probably even more so than watching actual anime, right? Now in life, the last thing I was doing sports-wise was tennis. My brother's actually a gym head, right? He loves the gym and he's very active. He's about 2 years younger than me. But me, I just don't find time to do anything else. You know what I mean? It's like creature comforts, my home comforts, that kind of thing. So it's unfortunate, man, but it is what it is, man. This next question is from Matt Abshir. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your guys' names wrong. This might be the first time you hear me pronounce your names, even though we have regular dialogue on my comment section. But Matt Abshir asks, first off, congrats. And now for my questions. Do you enjoy horror movies? If so, what is your favorite horror movie concept? Any bad habits? Favorite guilty pleasure movie? If you could issue a message to the entire world in a minute or less, what would it be? That's a whole bunch of questions, man. I didn't actually preface that I wanted like one question per person, but you know, it's alright, man. So first part of that question is, do you enjoy horror movies? It's my favorite genre, even though my top 10 movies don't all necessarily come from the horror genre. My favorite genre of movie is horror movies. I love John Carpenter's The Thing, They Live, fucking Halloween, Assault on Precinct 13, The Fog. Fucking, I love horror. I love the Sinister, The Conjuring, Hereditary, Suspiria. Fucking, I love horror movies. I think, just not to ramble on, but I think horror is something that taps into the fear of the unknown, right? Because we don't know the unknown, right? It's unknowable, almost. It tries to make sense of these things. So life after death, it tries to make sense of these in a way, right? And it comes across scary and spooky, right? Because it's beyond the fringes, right? It's just something you don't know, nobody knows about, right? And I like the way different directors, different writers handle horror, right? Handle the unknowable, right? It's almost like the Cthulhu stories, right? Or the Lovecraftian stories, or stories about spirits and demons and all this kind of things. I love fucking horror. If so, what is your favorite horror movie concept? My favorite horror movie is Halloween. The first John Carpenter 1978 film, Halloween. Any bad habits? I procrastinate. I maybe even sometimes make myself... Procrastination is universal for everyone, right, at some point. But I think me, I sometimes indulge a bit too much and make myself ill sometimes. Maybe I overthink, overstress, and that causes some problems, sleep problems. I maybe, you know, if I've got a little stomachache or cramp, I just... I won't hold back, and then I'll get like a bad stomachache or food poisoning or that kind of thing. It's just like a fuck it, man, do or die kind of attitude, which I think is a bad habit of mine. Any other bad habits? Maybe losing my rag, getting overly impulsive, or overly losing my temper. I think we should all learn to have self-mastery, right? And not lose our temper. And I think I heard a quote or a tweet recently about everything's about the way you react to things. And that defines, you know, you as a person as you need to go on. So I would say I need to be less impulsive, right? Favorite guilty pleasure movie? That one's really obvious. My favorite guilty pleasure movie is the Van Damme Street Fighter movie, or Street Fighter 2 movie, with Van Damme, with Raul Julia as M. Bison, with Kylie Minogue as Cammy, and a bunch of other actors whose movies I've seen here and there, right? That's my favorite guilty pleasure movie. Now, that is a shit movie. It's questionable whether it's a good Street Fighter movie based on the old games, which are pretty like schlocky 80s kind of fare, right? But it's a great comedy. It's a great unintentional comedy. So it's my guilty pleasure. I love that movie. I could always watch that film. And if I could issue a message to the entire world in a minute or less, what would it be? A minute or less, yeah. So since you've only given me a minute, right, to say something, I thought rather than spit off the dome, I'd quote something I resonate with. I'd quote someone whose words I resonate with. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the spirituality of this person, but I'm going to quote the Dalai Lama and something he said, and something I think it will always apply, right? So just to make sure this is under a minute, let's start that timer now. Man sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. And then he is so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he is never going to die, and then dies having never really lived. And that's a quote from Dalai Lama, and I think that's what I'd say to the world. So reflect on that, right? And I'm sure, you know, we can all better ourselves. If we better ourselves, everything else entails, right? So I hope you took away something from that if you never heard that quote. The next question is from Setas. I'm guessing it's a Hispanic name. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Setas asks. Now I have a few, but I think this is just one question he's asking. Have you heard about this? What do you think about it? He linked me to a video, but it's to do with casting Siri as a Black or Asian actress in the new Netflix Witcher series. I have my thoughts about this. I'm all for representation, but like if you make Siri Black or Asian, then you have to make her dad Mia, right? Black or Asian, right? I think it's more about the level of creative liberty you take, because it has a knock-on effect. Now, I wouldn't mind if a character is not even described by their facial features or their background or ethnicity. I mean, these are Polish novels, right? And most of these characters have defined features, and they're described as such, right? You're gonna have to make. I mean, I think it's a little bit too much creative liberty. I'm not down with Siri being Black or Asian. I know why they're doing it. We live in a different age now. We're trying to be more progressive, right? I understand. Look, if the actress is good and sells that performance really well, fine. But like, it's just, why take white characters and make them black? Just tell stories about black people themselves have been saying that. Black people themselves have been saying that. If someone like Denzel Washington has been saying, he goes, make stories about black people. Don't stop causing controversy about taking defined white characters and making them black for the sake of it. Tell black stories. Go to black communities. Go to these people. Listen to their scripts. Listen to their stories, and make those films. You know. I mean, that's a better voice for the black community, rather than just arbitrarily saying, you know what, let's have almost a diversity quota. You know what I mean? And I don't agree with Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson's that Canadian professor, right? Who causing the controversy because he wouldn't refer to people by their preferred pronouns, right? Like transgendered people. He says a lot of bullshit, but I will agree with him that equality of outcome runs contrary to equality of opportunity. What's the point in equality of opportunity if you've already said that we want a black and Asian woman who for this role? that runs counter to equality opportunity, because not everyone has access to the opportunity to try out for that role. You know what I mean? So we need to define. Look, we definitely want a black or Asian. That runs contrary to equality of opportunity. So that's my opinion on it, Setas. I know I answered that long, but I'm a political person, above average political person. Like I do think in politics are important. I do think there needs to be a line drawn, right? So we can all fucking get together and compromise, right? So I hope that answers your question. I hope I didn't offend you with that answer, right? Because, you know, like I said, ask a silly question, get a silly answer. If you don't like my answer, you ask, right? But I know Setas is good with me, man, so it's all good. Next question is from Lu Dukanoi, or Dukunoi. Please forgive me, like I said, if I'm saying your name right or wrong. In the comments of this section, please just elaborate on how your name's pronounced, right? So I don't get it wrong from here on in, right? So Lu Dukunoi, as I was going to say it, his question is, okay, here's my question. What are your thoughts on the copyright system in general in our modern society, and what do you think would be better to change for that? Sorry for errors if there is. I'm French, lol. Stay awesome, yo. Awesome, man. I'm glad I got French fans, because I've said some pretty bad things about France. No, or just because in terms of their policy, right? Burqa bans and the hysteria that goes on there, right? But Lou, you're top done, man. You know, we're all children of humanity. So my answer to that would be, we don't know where we stand with copyright. I just don't know what is copy, like where's the line? Where's the line? What constitutes transformative fair use? Sometimes I made a Megalobox review. I was using clips less than 25 seconds, even 20-second clips from random episodes. The video was like 7 minutes long. Constantly got matched by TMS Entertainment. It had my commentary over it constantly. There was never a silent moment where just footage is playing, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. Now, what's the rules, man? Like, some of these guys know that they would not have a leg to stand on in court. They just need to be seen to be protecting it and taking a chance that, look, you know, if I strike this guy probably won't do it, and we don't have to worry about this guy. We don't need to worry about it proliferating, because if one person starts using footage, they get away with it, then everyone starts getting away with it. And it's a situation with Attack on Titan, right? One person used footage, every motherfucker used footage, and then eventually Funimation starts striking people, right? And it's not just animes, TV shows. Sony were going around striking people for Spider-Man PS4 reviews, using footage from Spider-Man, for example. So we don't know what YouTube considers fair use, what these companies consider fair use. The only person who's ever been transparent with me is a guy called Michael Bentkova. He's Warner Brothers legal department, and this was back when I was doing JoJo Part 3 reactions, and he actually told me, look, you can do reaction like this with your face over the footage, right? And you're obscuring the main body of the image, and you got just the subtitles. You can do that, but they can't be full episode length. They got to be much shorter. So 10 minutes has been the general rule, right? Like a reaction highlights, 10 minutes, and you can get away with that. You can monetize it, and that constitutes fair use. But Japan's different. Other countries are different. Some people are more anal about it than others, that kind of thing. So what would I do to change it? Be more transparent. Let's engage in a dialogue. I had this conversation with someone before that there needs to be a more open dialogue, reaching out to these companies and them being open with us, right? So I'd say a better dialogue between the people handing out the strikes and people creating the content, right? So that's my answer, Ludukon. I hope you appreciate that. Next question is from Yonuts, big supporter of mine for my Yu Hakusho reaction, which I do with timer because Funimation own the license and they strike anyone who uses footage short of doing like highlights beam and then they strike. But Yonuts, he's Ionuts on Twitter. He's a big supporter of my Hunter x Hunter reactions. I think probably the biggest fan I know of Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. He asks, will you do reactions for TV shows? Now, I've actually done reactions to TV shows. I've done reaction to Game of Thrones episodes here and there, and a lot of people watch them because they were hype episodes. I actually did a lot of episodes of Twin Peaks Season 3, the new Twin Peaks. I did the reactions to those, so I'm not totally against doing TV shows. I do think that the TV show pundit, TV show reaction, TV show reviews place is oversaturated. I don't mean oversaturated in the sense that we all kind of have similar views, right? And everyone's covering everything that's popular. Netflix shows, HBO shows, Showtime shows, fucking Hulu shows. For me, because of my particular taste towards anime, I feel that I can carve out some sort of identity in terms of my critique or review or reactions to the particular anime I tend towards. So you're not going to see every motherfucker react to Monster, Rosa Versailles, Ashita no Joe, and not everyone does, you know what I mean? So there's a voice. Like, I feel my voice is a lot more distinct talking about animes, even though anime is probably one of my least favorite mediums. I love films and TV shows and games more than animes, but I feel as though there's a space within anime where there's a lot of trash and very little good. TV shows, everything's kind of decent, man. Like I haven't really watched a TV show where I thought it was trash. I watched Handmaid's Tale, I watched fucking Narcos, I watched all a bunch of shows. There's questions I get later on about TV shows, so I'm going to leave it for that. But I hope you appreciate the answer, Jonas. Next question is from Yvette, the Queen, Cat Lady, part of the Master Asylum. Yvette, great streamer. She streams on Mixer. She has a great community, great fan base over there. She's got a presence on Twitter as well. Really great support of mine. A family, I would consider a family as well. But she asks, Inshallah, you will have many more from here, subscribers. Congratulations. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Will you do unboxing videos where people send you things at your PO box? To the first part, I'd say, where do you see yourself in 10 years? Hopefully not dead. Hopefully still alive. And hopefully still alive to see the coming of the signs of the end of time. That's my honest answer, legit. Don't mean to be hyperbolic or alarmist or anything like that. Hopefully still alive. Waking up 10 years from now with my health intact. I'll be grateful for that. And hopefully alive to witness the signs of the end of time, man. Because I can't wait for that. Hopefully it's in my lifetime, man. The glorious unraveling of ultimate truth, you know what I mean? Will you do unboxing videos where people send you things at your PO box? It's still too early for me. I'm pretty small. Like I'm humble, so for me 2,500 is more than I've ever had, and more than I ever imagined. So thank you guys for that. Will I do unboxing videos? I used to do unboxing videos on my 5 channels ago. I was unboxing special editions of Vanquish and Castlevania Lords of Shadow and a bunch of PS3 games. Back in the day, I was showing off my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then I changed. I was doing AMVs as well. I did a Carrier Jin Bleach AMV, which was like the most popular Bleach Carrier Jin Bounto arc AMV, right? Then I thought, let's do reactions because I was inspired by Uzumaki Khan and a bunch of other people, right? PO box still too early. I'm not. If I hit 5,000, maybe I'll open a PO box or something. But it's still too early for me to say that. People have managed to send me things. People I trust, I've given my details to. They were able to send me stuff. Because you guys might remember for my birthday, I did unboxings for gifts people sent me. People sent me Funkos, what's the word, hardbacks, soft cover manga, Bleach, Monster. Someone sent me chocolates. There was a video I did, and thank you to those guys, man. They're like family. So let's go into the next question. Okay, so next question is from Insanilum 13. I'm guessing it's a combination of Insane Asylum 13. So Insanilum 13 says, congrats, been here since the OG channel. Thank you, man. And glad to see you still trucking. Okay, this is where it gets dicey. People ask long questions. Some guys ask like 4 or 5 questions within one. So I'm gonna break it down into. Let me just new line these things. Okay, he means 4 for that one. This me correcting shit. Alright, sorry, Insane. Okay, so he goes, congrats, being in the OG channel. You're still trucking. 1, do you know what happened with Makenshi.net? I used to enjoy watching the reactions there, but now it seems to not exist. That I didn't actually set that up. One of my long-time subscribers set that up for me, and then he was hosting my videos there. It got taken down because Google, the Google emails linked to it. They were clamping down. Google actually do a lot more clamping down on Google Drive. You don't even realize. You won't even realize your Google Drive shit's gone down. Like, your YouTube stuff is actually more safe now, it seems. Google Drive will take shit down, right? Because they know people have been abusing the Google Drive redirects and all that stuff. So that's what happened. It doesn't exist. It won't exist this channel, you know, hopefully, God willing, it will be around, and this will be the one central place to watch all my reactions. So I know it was a good thing. There was a bit of fair traffic there, you know what I mean, for risky reactions. But everything's gonna be here now, much safer. Number two, second part of that question he asked is, if you had to choose 3 new... Okay, he was actually right. Fuck. Yeah, it wasn't 4 questions. Yeah, if you had to choose 3 newcomers to be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, who would they be? Before the Belmonts were announced, Richter Belmont and Simon Belmont, Simon's Quest, they would have been some of them. But now, with that in mind, Sora from Kingdom Hearts, because Chain of Memories has been on and Dream Drop Distance have been on Nintendo consoles. So Sora from Kingdom Hearts, definitely. I know people, it's the obvious one. People have been asking for that. Second person for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Contra. Someone from Contra. Contra was a big SNES franchise, Super Nintendo. Konami haven't done anything with Contra for ages, but a character from Contra, I want, because they have a long history on SNES and NES and SNES. What's SNES? Contra, the character or MC from Contra, just the gun arm, right? I know it'd be too much like Samus, but you can mix it up, man. It's like who's that name? Pit, wasn't it? Pit from Fate, not Fable Legends. What's the fucking franchise? The strategy based fucking thing. Fire Emblem. Not Pit from Fire Emblem. The character from Fire Emblem. Yeah, he could be that kind of thing. But yeah, so Sora. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Sora, a character from Contra, and the third one would have to be. Third one. Let's think of a cutesy fucking character. Just a mascot, lovable. Why not, man? Activision owns Crash Bandicoot. Man. Crash Bandicoot. Those 3. Sora, a character from Contra, Crash Bandicoot. Sorry, there's such just obvious answers. Third part of this question is, I'm so glad you gave Danganronpa another chance. Is there a possibility that other things you have reacted to the beginning of could get a second chance later down the line? Haikyuu, Sangatsu no Lion. Now, Haikyuu, I put out a reaction to Haikyuu, 1.5 episodes of Haikyuu, 1 episode and half of another one. I immediately made that private. You can probably guess why I made it private. I fucking hated that. The dialogue was cringe. I couldn't sit through it. I was just cringing. It's not my fault. I usually like to give episodes a 3-episode rule, but after 1.5 episodes, I thought, why put you guys through that, right? For those of you who enjoy my morning rages, fine. But that's a minority of you. Like, I made that public for a day and I made it private. I was getting like 50 dislikes on that. The people just had a hard on for Haikyuu. It's okay to not watch everything, even if it might be good to a crowd of people. It's fine. Haikyuu, so no, not Haikyuu. Sangatsu no Lion, Therealhokage no Lion. I told people that of the seasons pilot reaction season I did that included Sangatsu no Lion, Therealhokage no Lion. I enjoyed that first episode, the first 2 episodes the most. So I will be doing Therealhokage no Lion eventually, and I will be doing Rose of Versailles, but I'll come on to that later. So yeah, that was the end of Insan Island's question. Okay, next question is from Cool Stuff. Now I have to give it, for those of you who believe in those kind of things, I have to give you guys a trigger warning before I answer this question, because if you're easily triggered by people's political beliefs, people that you respect, if you're easily triggered, just mute it until you see the next edit or next question, or just skip to another timestamp. Cool Stuff asks, how would you describe yourself politically? I used to describe myself as a libertarian, right? But now libertarian is kind of like a dirty word, at least as far as the US discourse goes, because most of the libertarians that speak out are kind of like on the right tinged or alt-right, or who call themselves libertarian, right? But I see it in the sense that I do agree that people should be afforded the maximum liberty possible. You do what you like, as long as you're not harming other people or encroaching on their liberties or their rights, right? But with a caveat though, that also means that I should have the liberty, the freedom to disagree with what you're saying. You know what I mean? So, taking that libertarian, right? I believe legally everyone should have the right to, freedom to choose, all that kind of thing. Even like stuff like abortion, right? I don't agree with abortion, or I don't agree with the definition of when a embryo, of a fetus or embryo, whatever it is a human being, right? There's a debate, right, about when is it a human being, when does it have rights, when is it human, when does it feel pain? 24 weeks, 22 weeks, 18 weeks, 8 weeks. Some people that are out there who want to actually abort up till 5 months, actually have tried to make a case for aborting 5. Whatever the case is, a woman should be free to choose legally, right? Everyone should be afforded the same rights. That doesn't mean I have to agree with you. So as a libertarian, I'm not going to agree with you, but you should be afforded rights. That also means that just because I don't like black people getting shot in their houses, unarmed black men getting shot in the back, or unarmed people getting shot in their houses for doing nothing, right? Just for having cigarettes on them, or whatever it is, or getting choked to death, or having their windpipe crushed. Just because I'm not for that, and I feel that it's racially charged, doesn't automatically mean I have to accept that a 6'7" or 6'5" white man is a 5'6" Chinese woman. That just because I'm for one thing doesn't mean I have to be for another thing. You know what I mean? I like that. That's not for me. That's not a legal thing. You know what I mean? They should have the rights, the same basic human rights everyone have: equality of pay, equality of opportunity, all that shit. But on a subjective level, I don't have to accept that a 6-foot white guy can be a 5-foot Chinese woman. You know what I mean? So that's my political beliefs, right? So I'm not particularly for abortion, but I can understand the need for it, right? When the mother's life is at risk and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not like rigid. I'm not rigid, right, in my things. I'm willing to be flexible. So I don't like labels, right? I don't like the term left, right, liberal. Even alt-right's a dicey term, right? It's just a made-up word, right? To talk about the fringes of the right, but even there's a lot more nuance, right? So I don't want to consider myself left or right. Just because I'm against Trump doesn't mean I'm for Hillary. It's a more nuance. I don't like labels. So politically, that's where I am. I'd say call myself a libertarian. I do hold conservative values, but I know that what I want wouldn't necessarily work in a secular kind of society, right? Where everyone has equal rights. You know, it has to be a mid ground, a compromise, right? So yeah, sorry if that triggered you, man. then apologize. I apologize. Okay, next question is from a subscriber called Miska, and he says, "What's your favorite medium for storytelling? Live action shows, movies, animes, cartoons, manga, comics, video games, etc. Are you still motivated to do reactions? How much longer do you personally see yourself doing the whole YouTube thing? You can ignore this next question if it's too personal, but what do you do career-wise? Do you enjoy it? Congratulations on the milestone." So I'll break this down like bit by bit. Man, they're getting bigger and bigger, man. But I'm glad my subscribers are that engaged that they want to know these things. So first part of his question is, what's my favorite medium for storytelling? For me, movies will always be my favorite medium for storytelling, hands down. But I mean, before we had moving pictures, right? It was always books, right? Or even the tradition of oral narration, right? Sitting around the campfire telling stories, right? It was just as much. It was always delivered. You know what I mean? Storytelling was always delivered in a manner and acted out. You know, somebody tries to create a tone, right? Or spook everyone out, the ghost stories and all that kind of thing. So there was always a performance aspect to storytelling, even back in like, I don't know, no, I want to say Neanderthal man, but civilization as we know it, right? So for me, movies will always be for me the best delivery for storytelling. Like, I think because of its runtime, telling a story, having multiple characters fully developed, a film that gets it right can be the fucking best thing ever. And after that, I would say TV shows. After TV shows, I'd say games, because they just have the inherent runtime to be able to tell that story. And after that, I would say manga, comics, things. Because as much as manga and comics can tell great fucking engaging stories, there is a disconnect there, right? And I'm not saying that just because they're animated, they can't be fleshed out, fully realized human beings. But there's always going to be that barrier there, right? There's always going to be like this is it's a more, for me, it's a more visual medium. Like there's a lot more variety in the visual aspects of these shows than there are in the storytelling aspects, because manga and anime draws heavily on other inspiration, whether it be folklore, like I'm talking about Japanese folklore itself, like Dragon Ball being based on a Chinese fucking journey to the West, right? It's drawing on other stories, you know what I mean? It's all drawing on other stories. This shonen drawing on that shonen, this. Nothing's original, fair enough. But I've seen a hell of a lot more original movies than I've seen truly original anime manga. Maybe I haven't seen enough, but this is why I do anime reactions at the end of the day, right? So next part of this question, are you still motivated to do reactions? Now, even though I'm tired sometimes, let me explain, I don't sleep well, man. Since I hit my 30s or even my late 20s, I just don't sleep well. I'm ultra stressed all the time. You know, some seasons of the year I just feel fucking like shit, but that's not to say I'm not motivated to do reaction. I am motivated. I'm always looking for that next thing that will fucking speak to me. So at least for now, I can tell you, rest assured, I am motivated to do reactions. How much longer do you personally see yourself doing the whole YouTube thing? As far as I can take it. As far as I can take it without burning out, is what I'll say. If I'm not burning out, I'm fine with it. Even if it means I create one reaction a week, that's enough. That's good enough for me. He goes, you can ignore this next. I'm not going to ignore it. I kind of covered this in Mr. X Reacts, another reactor who reacts to some great shows like Monster, and he was reacting to Sheet and Joe and all this kind of thing. He did an interview with me, it was part of the interview series, and I kind of glossed over it, right? He asked me, what do you do career-wise? Career-wise, I'm an accountant, so I prepare financial reports. But lately now with my job, it's more advisory. And because accountants are kind of being replaced with integrated software, right? Sage Pay and everything's kind of automated, right? You can send out letters to debtors, creditors at the click of a button. It's more automated now. Businesses are getting more integrated systems and all that kind of nonsense. So my role is more advisory now in my current career. So yeah, I'm an accountant, chartered accountant, but I qualified as a chartered accountant. I did CIMA, which is a private qualification board, right, where you get accredited or you get qualified as a chartered accountant to practice, right? I never just thought to set up my own practice and that kind of thing. I just can't be bothered. There's just things going on in my life which means I can't do everything I want to do. And then he goes, do you enjoy it? I would say no, I don't enjoy it, but I'm good at it. So, and it pays the bills, right? So, what can I say, man? Congratulations on the milestone. Thank you, Miska. Now, I envy the next guy's name who asked this question because I get so little of it. Sleep asks me, Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter, which do you like better so far and why? So far? I mean, both of them technically incomplete shows, right? Technically, they're incomplete shows because not everything got adapted, right? So they're technically both incomplete shows. But as far as I've seen all of the anime for Hunter x Hunter, and I'm nearly at the end of Yu Yu Hakusho. I would say, as a general rule, I prefer Hunter x Hunter. It just has, it's a more competent, in all areas. It's a more competent show. Even though it does have problems, it's not perfect. In fact, there's a lot wrong with the early stuff of Hunter x Hunter, but it got so good in Chimera and Arc. But that said, I do enjoy the camaraderie, the nakama as they were, right? Nakama. Yu Yu Hakusho, that family of Yu Yu Hakusho is far more than the whole Killua Gon bromance. Gon's not really an interesting character. He's interesting, but he's just not as lovable. It doesn't stand out as much as the guys from Yu Yu Hakusho. And Yu Yu Hakusho definitely has a more interesting world, I think. A far more interesting world than Hunter x Hunter. But I do generally prefer Hunter x Hunter. So I hope that didn't trigger anyone. It's more likely to trigger people this answer than my question about my political affiliations. Zesif_J or ZesifJ asks me, my boy, who in the YouTube community do you like? Anime, gaming, etc. This is kind of, there's another question I get later down the line which is kind of similar to this. Who do I like? I like Mr. X Reacts. I think me and him share similar anime tastes in anime and even gaming. I like Grease Lightning Reactions. you know, I've got a good relationship with Memory NK. I think he's just a good guy, right? Outside of whatever you're doing with your channels, right? Whether I agree with it or not, or what you're watching or what you're doing, Memory NK is a good, decent guy. But if beyond anime, how do I answer this? I want to say this for anime stuff. I watch Ken Senpai's reactions to FMAB. I watch Mr. X Reacts reaction to Monster. I watch a female rant channel called Amanda the Jedi. She rants. She's a Canadian chick who rants to anything, right? News, film news, you know, topical shit, right? Amanda the Jedi. And she's the only chick on fucking YouTube I can fucking stomach, right? She's not obnoxious. She legit rants and raves, and you can tell she's being genuine, right? Amanda the Jedi. I watch Double Toasted for comedy. They talk about films and trailers and topical shit. They're the funniest fucking channel on YouTube, hands down. Double Toasted. I watch in gaming. I watch Prepared to Try, which is an offshoot of IGN. It's offshoot from IGN with 3 Brit guys, British, you know, UpNa. UpNa means our own, you know, us guys, our own like UK brothers, right? 3 guys get drunk and they play the hardest games, Dark Souls, fucking Bloodborne, you know, Resident Evil Remake. They play these hard games and they get one noob to play while the other 2 comment. So Prepared to Try is another channel I really fucking dig. Chris Stuckman for movie reviews. I watch Dawa channels, which are like Muslim debate channels. I like those things. Muslims in Hyde Park, right, in the UK, they debate Jews, Christians, agnostics, vegans, transgender people. Great debate. You come away learning about both sides in that, right? Not to, I'm still biased, I'm Muslim, right? But you come away learning a bit more, and they come away learning a lot, and we come away learning a lot. I watch that. And who else do I enjoy on YouTube? I'm trying to think of my subscriptions. I'm kind of plugged in here and there into various communities, right? I just like to touch base with them. Portgas X Uchiha, he's a guy that never used to do reactions. He's kind of into some of the shows that I'm into. I like to touch base with him sometimes with his Tonigawa reactions. I'm here and there. I dabble, right? So yeah, that's my answer, right? If I could think of some more, I'll let you know on Twitter. That's it. The next question comes from Therealhokage, another brother from another mother. Love this guy, man. He's been, for me, if I was to die, right, I would leave my channel in a will to this guy. Great guy. He's much younger than me, man. But honestly, his characteristics, like as a Muslim, honestly, man, like I hate to like, I know he's probably never heard me say this, right? But I could learn from his patience, man. His patience, his attitude towards things, his calmness. Like his complete calmness in everything, man. Like as an adult, we forget that we can learn from people much younger, man. So Therealhokage, man, this guy is a complete legend. I mean, you won't be able to tell just by his online presence, but he's just a damn down-to-earth, nice guy, man. So he asks, congrats, Moins. I still remember your first reaction with the lighting. He's talking about a shitty camera, right? I had a really shit camera, shit lighting, SD. You couldn't tell it was like, you couldn't even see my eyes to see what I was like, how I was reacting. You definitely deserve the 2.5k subs. The real question is though, when are you gonna meet MCAS? MCAS is another one of my subscribers. A long time. I've known these guys a long time. When I'm gonna meet, hey, the invitation's open, Therealhokage. The invitation's open. It's just not on my end, but on their end to make it happen, right? Next question he asks is, would you ever get a pet? I would definitely. I want to get a cat, but then fucking hell, man. Like, I watch these dog videos and I love these bulldogs. Like, bulldogs, I never used to like bulldogs growing up, but they look so fucking cute now, right? But I'm just as likely to get a fucking otter, or likely to get any cute sort of animal. But I want to get a cat, but I'm just too, I don't think I'd be a fit person. I mean, I don't think I'm even fit to be a dad. Like, I'm just too, my mind space is too fucked right now to look after something else, right? And I know there are people, there are creatures that deserve love, but I don't think I'm in the right space right now to do that. So, you know, having it around is fun, but pets for fucking life, not just for Christmas, you know what I mean? And has anyone ever raided your fridge? Hey, I'm the only one that does the fridge raid in my house, man. and it's got me into a little bit of trouble health-wise, right? Stomach pains and belly aches and all that stuff. So I'm the only one that raised the fridge, right? I've got a really quick metabolism, so you might notice that I gain a lot of weight in some reactions, then I lose a lot of weight, and I look frail, right? I used to lose and gain weight a lot. It fluctuates. My metabolism is like through the roof sometimes. As you get older, it gets a lot harder, man. So you gotta watch out, right? Fair warning, though. So yeah, Dal, I hope that answers your question, man. The next question is from Mr. X Reacts, aka Prince. Some of you guys might know him in the community. He does the live reactions as well to Monster, most notably. As far as crossover goes, most notably, some of my guys know him for doing the Monster reactions and LOTGH reactions. Go check him out. He asks, first of all, congratulations. In about a year's time, you'll be at 1 million, man. Hey, man. Touch wood, man. Here's my question. If you want a fairy tale journey to slay... Okay, here we go. If you want a fairy tale journey to slay a dragon, which 5 characters would you choose to join you on the journey? They don't have to be strong. They have to be characters that you can stomach talking to for a 10-day trip before slaying the dragon. So this is like a desert island Nakama question, right? Who would your desert island, 5 desert island Nakama be? Who could you stand, right, on a trip to slay a dragon? To slay a dragon. One is Gordo Sensei from Assassination Classroom. One, I could have a stimulating conversation with him, but he could make me laugh. Gordo Sensei was the first. When I saw this question, first guy came to mind is Gordo Sensei, and he made that show anyway. Gordo Sensei from Assassination Classroom. Next guy would be Makishima Shogo from Psycho-Pass. Now, that guy's a fucking killer. But as long as he could agree to not fucking slit my throat in my sleep, I think we could have a stimulate. He's the guy I would have talks about Ayn Rand, Philip K. Dick, dystopian literature about philosophers. He's that guy that I would have those stimulating conversations with. So Makishima Shogo, with the preface that he doesn't kill me in my sleep. It's called Sensei, I said. Number 3, I'd gotta have a guy that would fucking be able to kill the dragon, right? I don't connect with anime characters in the traditional way that other people do, like waifu culture and oh man, you don't the essays about this character. I need someone smart. Kurama from fucking Yu Yu Hakusho. For me, that guy while I'm asleep, that guy would set up perimeter, like Predator. That guy would fucking set up a perimeter of his vines and shit. He'd basically be up all night, keeping watch. Like that guy while I slept on that desert island or on that trip. Kurama would be like I can trust that guy. Kurama, he's not deceptive like Hiei, and he's not impulsive or likely to run off by himself to slay the dragon. Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. 4, as far as someone I know would be able to beat that fucking dragon, Netero from Hunter x Hunter. Netero from Hunter x Hunter. He would summon his Buddha statue. Fucking dead. The dragon's dead. That guy, and I liked his spirituality. Like he's Buddhist. He's clearly Buddhist, right, or something like that, or follows that kind of thing. But devotion through repetition, man. That's so true. It's like prayer. Devotion through repetition. But that guy would beat the dragon. So that's the one guy I could trust to beat the dragon. Gordo could do it, but Netero definitely. And number 5. God, it's so hard thinking, man. I'm so tired right now. But who would be the 5th guy that I'd take with me? Yang, man. Yang Wen Li from fucking LFTGH. Yang Wen Li, man. Yang would be the strategist, tactician. I would have Yang Wen Li. So like I say, Gordo Sensei from Assassination Classroom, Netero from Hunter x Hunter, Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho, Makishima Shogo from Psycho-Pass, and Yang Wen Li from LOTGH. And you know, who else am I gonna drink tea with? So yeah, I hope that answers your question. And yeah, that on the 10-day trip to slay the dragon, those will be my 5 desert island Nakama, you could say, right? Saiyan Sarkar, that's how I'd say it. Congrats, big man. The next 7,500 are just around the corner, inshallah, man, God willing. My question is, would you ever consider doing dual reaction with Prince? Also, what is your favorite fruit? I'm not gonna say devil fruit. Would I ever consider doing dual reactions? Now I tested out dual reactions with someone, like as a test. Last year, I want to say, I tested it out and it seemed to work. We were using like a website to sync our reactions, and we just recorded our face cams on either end, and then he edited it together. So I've tested out, and it's a great idea doing dual reactions. I will be totally up to doing dual reaction with Prince. Over Skype though, because Google Hangouts kind of iffy, right? But over Skype, if you want to hit me up, Prince, about doing dual reactions, let's do it, man. It's kind of awkward though, because we both want to talk and I don't want to be speaking over him. But if we recorded it separately, we won't have to worry about hearing each other speak over one another. That's kind of how we did it. I did it with a dude called Michael. We were testing out a dual reaction on Gintama or something. Also, what is your favorite fruit? My favorite fruit are cherries. I love cherries, and I love kiwi fruits. But cherry, I think, tops my favorite fruit list. I do like pineapples though. Nah, cherries take the cake. Now, KBM here asks a long question. Now, forgive me, it's so long that I might answer it in a shit way. So you gotta forgive me, KBM Noctis, man. But KBM Noctis is another great guy. He watches my streams a lot. Congrats on the milestone. Congrats on the milestone. I'm glad you're still around. I'm glad. No one's more glad to be still around than me. I don't really have many questions, but I do want to know what some other channels you watch on YouTube other than anime and react channels. I know you watch Colin, CLS, but any others? I've already answered that question. I refer back to the question from SFJey. When he asked me, who do you like on YouTube, anime, gaming, etc. Refer to that, KBM, and you'll have my answers for that. Next part of your question is, also, if you had to make an RPG game, pick 10 characters from gaming, anime, horror that you'll add to it. If you have permission to use any intellectual property, but you have to make at least one of your picks die during the story. Edit. Also tell me what the story world character interaction will be like in the game. It's like he wants me to it's like you want me to deliver to you on a platter a story for a game that you want to develop. Will there be a team up attacks between characters? And if so, how will they look? Will one of your characters' picks be the main villain? Can I just answer this in the way I want to answer it? If I was to make an RPG game, I would pick 10 of the characters I hate the fucking most from gaming, anime. I don't really hate anyone from horror. Actually, I would put a horror character in there. What I'd do is, I'd pick 10 characters I fucking hate from anime, and I would have Freddy Krueger on the fucking island, and Freddy Krueger would just go around killing all of them. And that would be my JRPG. Fucking Freddy Krueger would be fucking ear to ear decapitating Luffy. He'd be decapitating Amuro Ray from fucking Gundam. He'd be killing fucking Haikyuu characters. He'd be killing Seraph of the End characters. He'd be killing freaking... I don't really hate that many anime, but what I do hate, I fucking hate. He'd be just like toe punting Baruto fucking off the island, fucking dicing him up into fucking dog food. That would be my game. It wouldn't be an RPG. It would be a fucking horror game. It would turn into literally fucking Friday the 13th, except anime version. So Jump Force, but Friday the 13th, where my favorite fucking horror characters just fucking kill these annoying little whiny pricks in anime. So that would be it. I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry it's not the answer to the question that you asked, but that would be my idea for a game. Okay, my boy the Berserker asks, congratulations homie. Normal question, what is your top 5 flicks in general, why you think they're so good? Dumb question ever, planning on resuming prison school, 12 episodes plus 1 OVA. Alright, let me break it down. My top films always change, but I'm gonna just spit off my head of films I really fucking like. Top 5 flicks in general. I really love the Raid series. I wanna lump up together because they do continue the Raid series. I love Donnie Brasco. I love No Country for Old Men. Donnie Brasco because there are very few good Johnny Depp performances, but Johnny Depp's got some great fucking performance. Donnie Brasco's one of my favorites. Goodfellas. I don't want to say the generic shit. So No Country for Old Men. I think that film is my perfect film. It always fluctuates between Shawshank, No Country, right? I like Godfather. I don't put it on a pedestal. I think Godfather is decent. It's a decent film, but I don't think it's necessarily aged well. But don't make me go too much into it. I really like American History X. I think that story is still relevant in America, right, where blacks and whites are so divided, right? But not just blacks and whites, Hispanics and Muslims and fucking, you know, the Christian communities feels attacked, and a whole bunch of people, right? Immigration's a thing. Under Trump's America, American History X is so fucking relevant right now. There's other films I really like. Martyrs, French film called Martyrs. It's a torture porn film, but it's a very profound ending. I fucking love. I love They Live. I love They Live. I know the alt-right's kind of appropriated They Live to give their own message. Like, if you dehumanize everyone and consider them reptilians, it makes so easy to fucking mow them down in a school. Alt-right's kind of appropriated it, but the appropriation aside, They Live such a great fucking cautionary tale. It's a great fucking film. The Thing I love by John Carpenter, Halloween. These are the films. I'm splitting off the dome. I don't really want to rank them, man, because it's just too long. And this dumb question which you asked is not so dumb, but plan on resuming prison school? Not until hell freezes over. But I do recommend you guys watch Anime Central's prison school reaction compilations on YouTube. Funniest shit ever. Yeah, you like that, don't you? Go hard, son. Yeah, so go check those out. I think if there was an award for most interesting questions, it would go to this one. Like, I think it just feels unique amongst all these questions. Yognaut asks me, I've never seen his name, what's your favorite between Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, and Groundhog Day? I do think Back to the Future is I think Groundhog Day is the best movie out of them from a just competency standpoint, right? But and Back to the Future, I love Robert Zemeckis films. That guy doesn't make enough films, in my opinion, but he makes some great fucking films. Zemeckis did the Beowulf CG movie, which is so underrated. Ghostbusters, I love Ghostbusters. My favorite between them is Ghostbusters, because as a kid growing up, I used to love fucking Ghostbusters. I used to get the toys. I used to read the hardback mini books. Read the comic books for fucking Ghostbusters. I loved Ghostbusters, and it kind of ties into my love of the supernatural and horror and that kind of thing. But it was in a more friendly way, right? Ghostbusters was awesome. Slimer, fucking awesome. Egon, Spangler, fucking all these characters I loved. Ray, I loved these guys. But yeah, Ghostbusters, and people used to jack my Ghostbusters toys. We had trays, right? In primary school, we had trays where we could keep our belongings. Kids would just go open the trays, jack shit. They would jack my fucking Ghostbusters toys. So yeah, Ghostbusters. But I think Groundhog's a more competent film. Next question is from Full Metal Cowboy Don Giovanni Sama, my boy. I frequently interact with this guy on Twitter. And he's constantly on my streams as well. Really great guy, really good guy, good and warm-hearted guy, man. Nice. I met some really nice people, man. I'm not gonna lie. For all the ranting and raving I do about the anime community, you do find a group of nice, down-to-earth, warm-hearted people, man. You know, who are easily better qualities than me that I could learn from, right? But Full Metal, this is a long question, so I'm going to have to break it down. Congratulations, Moin, on hitting the 2,500 subscriber mark. I'm firing away 6 questions like firing a revolver which holds 6 bullets, not 8. My first question comes with a preface. I mostly review films on my channel alongside reviewing other things, and lately live streaming to fill the gaps. That said, 1, what would you like to... I'm not going to go through this whole question and then answer them. I'm going to go through them one by one, because there's actually quite few questions here, man. Like he said, 6. He's firing on all cylinders, man. I need to just readjusting this, so it flows better. He reads better. He goes, question 1: would you like to collaborate with me on Halloween 2008 review? I would love to. Let me know where you want me to be, what you want me to do. I'll be there. Question 2: how did you make your intro? No counting YouTubers featured in some of your videos. Preface on. I actually got someone to make that intro. The first intro I made, the 8-bit one where my Makenshi comes down, it's got like a TV, what's the word? Static effect. I made that one. I actually made it myself, put the music myself, did the basic animation myself. I wanted it to harken back to the old Capcom SNES era intros, right? Just have that feeling, right, of games back then. Then I thought, let me modernize and update it. So I got someone to make it to be as close to the color scheme of my old one, but be slightly modern. And I've added an outro which is from Bionic Commando, and the intro is from Bionic Commando. I wanted to make it look like one of those old school Capcom style intros, right, or arcade game, or those kind of intros, right? Even though it's nothing like that, it's more modern now. But I just wanted it to be like Bionic Commando, because that's a classic franchise I really enjoy. That's how I made it, and not counting YouTube has featured some of your videos. Okay. Question 3. I often find myself having some trouble with time management regarding process of recording reviews, editing them and uploading them. I have quite a number recorded and the editing workload keeps stacking up. Yeah, so I would say I record voice notes. First I record really crude voice notes. I listen back to them, write them up, condense and make them more concise. Re-record the audio, and usually I get it down to 7 to 10 minutes long. Then I just, as I listen to it, I go, what would be a good footage or picture here? I don't really care about footage. I'll have a stock footage play in the background, but I do want to think about, okay, what picture do I want to show here to demonstrate my point? But you know, these are things that everyone does, right? So that's question 3. Question 4, that's actually question 4. What advice can you give on how to manage time at a steady pace when it comes to recording, editing and uploading? I would say, recording and uploading, I say don't force yourself. Don't create a schedule either. I remember when Prince tried to create a schedule and it didn't work. Creating a schedule is the worst possible thing, because then your audience builds up an expectation. Your audience will get into a steady rhythm of your uploading, and if they really want to communicate with you, they can find out what's taking so long. So it's really as easy as that. It's about just being clued into your community and getting them used to things. Don't spoil your community. Don't give your community one anime and that's it. Don't give your community 10 episode reactions and then they're fucking begging for it. Like they'll barely get through 20 minutes of a 10 episode reaction, and then they're waiting for the next one. Don't. It's a give and take thing, right? But for now, I guess if you're not thinking from a viewer standpoint, steady pace. Do it when you feel it. And if you enjoy something, and only react to things that you enjoy, because then you're going to be bringing out one reaction every couple of months at that rate. You're going to be going on 1.5 year hiatuses. You know what I mean? If you're not really enjoying something. This is actually 7 questions. Question 5, he asks, I noticed you blinking hardly in some of your videos. I wondered what that was about. Is it sleepiness or something else? I actually might have answered this to someone. I blink like this, like over squint, because the glasses I wear are not for my vision. This is a very low magnification, to the point where the optometrist said you don't really need glasses, but if you want them, do it. I got these for eye fatigue. He said that when I blink, I don't actually blink properly. So he goes, you need to just encourage yourself into a rhythm of doing elaborate blinks so your eyes stay moist. But like you say, sleepiness, I get really fatigued. I'm really tired right now. I'm going through some stomach pains as well, so sleep's been not so good last night. So I squint a lot, because just to keep my eyes moist so they don't get fatigued. This has got anti-reflection coating, my glasses, so it's more for computer screens. I don't use them for visions. I can see perfectly well. It's only there to just anti-reflection and not be fatigued. Because there was a point 2 years ago, 2 years ago, where my eyes were so fatigued that I couldn't get through reactions. You remember that time? When I was doing Hunter x Hunter or something. So yeah, that's question 5. Question 6, god damn, it's long. Sorry G, man, I don't mean to take it on you, but we're approaching the end now. There's only 2 more questions two questions left from 2 different people. Number 6, what is your favorite animated show that is not an anime? I like all the 90s stuff. 90s X-Men, 90s Spider-Man, Batman the 90s animated show, the old Ghostbusters cartoon. I liked Prince Valiant, Johnny Quest, Hanna-Barbera stuff I really like. If I'm talking about what I like now, people are gonna bring up Airbender right now. I know people are gonna be like, Airbender, watch Airbender. If you've not seen it, you'll love it. I do intend to do Airbender. I'm gonna be in talks soon with someone who, I'll admit, he's gonna subsidize me. I'm gonna ask to be subsidized to do Airbender, because I can't spring Last Airbender on my fucking subscriber. Because as many subscribers as I might get for doing it, I don't want to lose the people who've been with me for so long, right? So I'm gonna get bribed. You know how Prince got bribed to do Gundam? I'm gonna accept a bribe for Avatar Last Airbender, but soon, not now. I've said that I'm gonna have that discussion after I do Paranoia Agent, Tatami Galaxy, Mononoke. After those 3 animes, then I'm gonna have that discussion. So that was question 6. His 7th question is, what are your favorite films? I've kind of already answered that. I spat off the dome, right? 7, 8, 9 films in my previous thing. So I hope you've seen that particular question answered, and I hope you got your answers there. So we're going to the next one. This is the penultimate question. This is from Sheriana Reacts. He's got a great reaction channel. I am not the target. So you guys aren't the target audience, like as far as my subscribers goes. But she reacts to One Piece. She's a big One Piece reactor. She did FMAB. She's doing Hunter x Hunter. She's actually even checking out Breaking Bad as well. So if you want to go check it out, check her out. Sheriana Reacts. She's a great, honest reactor, man. Like, she's savage as well, man. Don't let the harmless facade fool you. She's more enrages as much as me, which I've seen. She asked me, firstly, congratulations on almost reach. Well, I was over 2,500. Somebody decided to, you know, fiddle the fucking sub thing. I don't know what. My haters wanted to leave, so I'm glad. You can fuck off. I hope you got a lot more subs in a few months. Yeah, inshallah. If questions are still allowed, whereabouts in the UK are you from, and what are your favorite TV shows, if there are any? I would actually want to answer this. Whereabouts in the UK? I don't want to give away my exact location, but I'm from South London. I'm from South London. As far as the UK goes. And what are your favorite TV shows, if there are any? I love True Detective. I fucking love that show. Might be one of my favorite shows of all time. The Wire. The Wire is such a fucking amazing show. I like Sopranos, Breaking Bad. I like what's that fucking film? It's not called Die a Hero. It's by David Simon. It's called Call Me a Hero, something like that. I like The Night Of. Night Of's great Riz Ahmed TV show. I like Mindhunter, David Finch created show. I like Sharp Objects. It's Amy Adams show. Sharp Objects is a really fucking great show. I watch Netflix shows. Daredevil I really like. I really like Luke Cage, Daredevil, even Jessica Jones I like. Iron Fist is neither here nor there for me. Like I say, I love TV shows. I binge TV shows more than I actually watch anime. I don't watch anime outside of the reactions. Everything I'm reacting to is what I watch. I don't watch any anime outside of the reactions. So that'll give you an idea, Sherian. So I hope you appreciate that. And it's fitting that this last question should be asked by this particular name, right? Pseudonym. Yang Wen Lee asks me, my boy. Yang Wen Lee asks me, when do you plan to react to more Roars of Versailles? It's my second favorite anime, and Legend of the Galactic Heroes is the only one that beats it. I think I've answered this so many times over the last couple of months, but I intend to get around to it. Hopefully by the end of this year, towards the December month, hopefully. Everything goes to plan. I don't feel ill or too depressed. I'm really fucking ill and depressed right now. Like, these are the months of the year. I'm gonna be more candid towards the end of the stream. To explain to you why I'm always fucking tired, or more tired in some parts of the year. My mom passed away in 2012, and she got admitted into hospital around September, October, November. She was in hospital for like 4 months, thereabouts, so going through the system for 4 months. She passed on Christmas Eve on 2012. Subconsciously, fucking, I know this is not your answer to your question. It kind of is. I fucking get seasonal affective disorder now. I get ultra depressed when the nights draw in, because nights were drawing in back then, and it continues to do so, and nights draw in quicker. And I have seasonal affective disorder. I get ultra stressed, ultra depressed. I'm not particularly someone that can give someone emotional support at that time. I don't really like going out. It's like curling up into a ball, but it's my routine, my daily routine that keeps me going. But aside from that, I'm not as sociable as I used to be. And it's just, as you get older, sleep is harder, you feel stress a lot more. It's weird. The 30 is such a weird place, man, to be. 67 is like an average age, right? So you're kind of hitting your midlife, right? Almost. 40s is where you can say midlife, right? But you know, that's the reason why sometimes I go really quickly through a show, sometimes I go really slowly. So you please bear with me, man. There's human beings behind everything. I may not like people like Chibi or fucking what's his name, Wukong, Sun Wukong, or For Never World, right? But I understand that these are people with their own problems, right? And they use YouTube as a means to release, as a means of release. I don't use YouTube as a means of release. I just enjoy giving my opinion, right, and having the banter back and forth and knowing the people I know, right? But you know, there's a human being behind everything, man. Regardless of what I think of these people, man, there's human beings behind them with their own problems. I'm sure I'd like them somewhat more if I knew them as people, but people can only go by what you put out there. If you put out negativity, you're gonna get negativity back. You put out good shit, right? You're gonna get positive back, but not too much. I think the truth is always somewhere in the middle. Forget left or right paradigm, liberals, Democrats and Republicans, conservatives, conservatives or socialists. The truth is not on these sides. Somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? So, you know, you just keep that balance. Like Iron Fist says, man, you have to find your center. Find your center, man. I hate that show. Is just you can learn a lot from that show, but it just does it in such a shit way, Iron Fist. But yeah, Rose of Versailles hopefully by the end of the year. But I can't hold to that. So that was all the questions, guys, and I hope you guys appreciate it. Got some insight into my life, my interests, and that kind of thing. And you know what, man, just be chill, man. Try not to stress in life and stuff. You know what? There's someone out there that shares your interest that you get along with. You know what I mean? You may not be able to find out in real life, but you may be able to find nice fucking people online, man, and foster a community, foster a relationship, man. You just gotta be honest with yourself and not be, and the way you react, like I said, it's the way you react to things. Not like literally react to anime, but the way you react to things, react to comments, viewpoints, opposing viewpoints, ranting, raving. It won't help you, man. It's just gonna make you more angry and more pissed off. Then you want to stay away, but then you want to come back. It's like a drug, right? It keeps pulling you back, right? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully I get to do something like this again. Like I say, if I hit 5,000, 7,500, hopefully do a giveaway or competition or some shit like that. But for now, I hope you guys appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for helping reach my first true milestone. And here's to another 2,500. Peace out, guys.